In this age of reptiles, there were many strange and mighty creatures. Some reptiles lived on land, some in the water, and some flew. Then, many of the principal types of reptiles died out. Only their fossil skeletons and footprints remain. Some of the lush jungles and swamps in which the dinosaurs left their footprints have become the rock floors of barren desert lands. Kinds of reptiles remain on Earth: lizards, turtles, the tuatara, the crocodilians, and the snakes. Reptiles have certain characteristics in common. They have well-developed tongues, which some can extend and retract. Their skin is either naked or covered with scales. They breathe through lungs, are cold-blooded, and their body temperature varies according to their environment. Fertilization is internal, and most reptiles reproduce through eggs. There are about 2,000 species of modern lizards. Most of them are harmless. This Gila monster is the only poisonous lizard in the world. But there are many useful and beautiful lizards. They live in water, trees, and on the ground. This ground-dwelling fence lizard is a member of the iguana family. In South and Central America, the flesh and eggs of various iguanas are considered delicacies. The skin of the monitor is used in making useful leather articles. This chameleon is from Africa. True chameleons do not inhabit North America. Its eyes rotate independently. The chameleon can see in two directions at once. The chameleon's long, elastic tongue is sticky on the end. It serves the chameleon well in catching insects, which are the main diet of many lizards. The chameleon can change color. This helps to hide it from its enemies. The changing of color depends both on its environment and its emotional condition. Other types of lizards that can change color, like this American chameleon, are named after the true chameleon. The second reptile order contains the largest living reptiles, the crocodilians, and includes the American alligator, which may grow to a length of 15 feet and to a weight of more than a ton. Crocodilians spend some time on land, but their real home is the water, where they are strong and fast swimmers. Their powerful tails, used to propel them, sometimes serve as a means of defense. On land, too, the alligator can move speedily. Crocodilians eat turtles, fish, and other animal matter found in or near the water. The female alligator prepares a nest of decaying vegetation in which to lay her eggs. She guards the nest until the young have hatched. This crocodile looks like an alligator, but crocodiles are lighter in color and have a more pointed snout. Powerful jaws help the crocodile to defend itself and to catch and devour its prey. Only rarely have they been known to attack man. But not so rare is man's attack on the crocodilians. Their skins are an important source of leather used in many manufactured products. Another reptilian order, the tuataras, has but one living species called the tuatara. Found only in New Zealand, it is an important link between prehistoric and living reptiles. The fourth reptilian order is that of the chelonia, or turtles. There are over 200 species. They range in size from this tiny young snapping turtle, about an inch and an ounce big, to the huge Galapagos land turtle, which often grows longer than 6 feet and weighs almost a ton. Turtles have no teeth. Their horny beaks are used for tearing their food. They reproduce through eggs, which usually have a leathery shell. The painted turtle lives in or near fresh water, while the box turtle lives on land. A turtle's shell is part of its skeleton, and in most land turtles, it is high and arched. This type of shell helps protect the turtle's head and legs from enemies. Some are even hinged underneath for complete closing of the box. Turtles also live in the sea. Here their feet are flippers adapted for swimming. This green turtle cannot hide inside its shell because its shell is flat, streamlined for swimming. Soft-shelled turtles have a leathery outer shell, enclosing an inner bony shell. Turtles are widely used as food by humans, and the shells of some turtles, like this hawksbill, are used in making useful objects. But probably misunderstood of the reptiles are the serpents, or snakes. No order of animals is so widely disliked with such little ground for dislike. Of about 2,000 species of snakes, less than 1/3 are poisonous, and the bite of only a few is fatal to man. Snakes live in water, climb trees, dig holes in the ground, and a few are known to launch themselves from trees. Snakes have no limbs. A snake moves by means of the large scales on its bottom side, called ventral plates. As the snake moves from side to side, these scales catch on to even minute projections and help to move the snake. But the real power for movement is the muscular action of the loops bracing against the ground, which pushes the snake along. Most snakes shed their skin as they grow. The bright new skin shows the real beauty of the snake's markings. Snakes have no ears and no eyelids, but the eye has a transparent cover which is shed each time the skin is shed. The snake has a slender forked tongue, but no vocal cords. So the only sounds they make are by hissing, vibrating their tails or rattles, or making a rasping sound with rough scales. Some snakes catch their prey by injecting poison into their victims with fangs or teeth. The cobra's venom attacks the nervous system. The American black snake died quickly after being struck. The only member of the cobra family found in North America is the pretty coral snake. It too poisons its victims. It feeds mainly on other snakes. One other family of snakes in North America catches prey by poisoning, the pit vipers. They include the rattlesnakes, the copperheads, the moccasins, and the relatives of the fer-de-lance of the tropics. The name pit viper comes from the pit or depression on the head. The pit contains a sense organ which detects heat. The heads of all pit vipers look somewhat alike. The diamondback of the southern United States is the biggest of the American rattlesnakes. They sometimes grow over 7 feet long. They will strike in self-defense when frightened or provoked. When they strike, large hollow fangs pierce the victim's flesh and introduce the deadly venom. It destroys the red blood corpuscles, weakens the walls of arteries, and attacks the nervous system. Here we see the venom being forced out by human hand. But most rattlesnakes seem to avoid danger if possible. If they cannot flee, they rattle their tails, giving the intruder warning to beware. The venom of poisonous snakes is mainly a food-gathering device, but is used in defense against enemies from which they cannot escape. This hog-nosed snake is harmless, but is a good bluffer. When approached, it puffs up, spreads its neck, and strikes at its enemies. If this fails to frighten the enemy away, it will turn over on. This Mojave rattlesnake cringes before an enemy. The aggressive king snake feeds on many snakes, including the pit vipers to whose poison it is immune. The king snake and others like this corn snake constrict their prey, causing death by suffocation before swallowing it whole. The lower jaw bones of a snake are united in such a way as to permit the snake to open its mouth unusually wide and to swallow its food whole. Because of its elastic jaws, the snake can swallow victims that are bigger around than itself. Snakes benefit man by helping to control insect and rodent pests. They also provide skin, oil, venom, and other items useful to man. Some snakes reproduce by means of eggs. The eggs are laid in leaves, hollow logs, or other protective places, and receive no care from the mother after being laid. The young snakes hatch in about 6 to 8 weeks and must care for themselves as soon as they leave the egg. The water snakes, garter snakes, pit vipers, and others produce live young. Know your reptiles. They are an important part of the world in which you live. Most of them are your friends, helping to control insect and rodent pests, providing you with food, leather, and medical products. Fear of the harmless ones is a needless fear, a burden to be discarded. The few poisonous ones should be recognized and avoided. But no reptile should be needlessly slaughtered. Each has a part in the intricate balance that exists in nature.